What's going on, Drinking Boys? Brand new podcast coming right at you. But you know what we gotta do first? We gotta talk about those things that generate a little revenue for the podcast. And first and foremost, we are brought to you by the Patreon at patreon.com/Matt Slayer. Home to the video versions a week early, uncensored. The whole video back catalog, because there's roughly 90-ish episodes on YouTube right now. The whole video back catalog, starting from episode 90 all the way up to currently this is 306, is available in video format on the Patreon. And if you don't want to get in at the $10 tier, I get it. Times are rough for everybody. But you can support the show for as little as $3 a month. That is less than the cost of a beer. That is less than the cost of a nitro cold brew. Swing by the Patreon. Check out all the bonus content at patreon.com/Matt Slayer. We are also brought to you by the merch store at anwd.net/merch. Have you ever wanted a Now We Drink t-shirt? Have you ever wanted a Matt Slayer art print? I do occasionally do photography. All that's available at the merch store at anwd.net/merch. Go check out the merch store today. And last but not least, the two easiest ways you can support this podcast cost you absolutely, positively nothing. Just a few moments of your time. The first is just signal boost, retweet, share posts, tell people about the show. Just let people know. It's that easy. The other real simple way, if you're not already subscribed to the YouTube channel, go to youtube.com/nowwedrink and subscribe. Feed the algorithm. More drinking buddies means more people will see the show. And it will just continue to snowball. And we will continue to bring fun guests for you and silly conversations. So that's it. Let's actually get on with what you're here for. My guest this week, making her triumphant return, is the one, the only, Blake Blossom. Blake and I, managed to delve into some fairly serious topics on this one, but managed to keep it fun and light. We definitely get some inside baseball in the biz. We talk about Blake's new relationship a little bit. How their meet cute came together. Good almost 2 hours of Blake and I riffing. Sad to report there was like a good 40 minutes before we got on air that is not suitable for the internet, but Blake is always one of my favorite guests to have on, and I'm sure we will have her on again. So let's get on with it. Sit back, relax, pop a cold one, and enjoy, drinking buddies.
When aliens come to take over, they look at us like we're out of our minds now. We're gonna galactic makeover, and now we're thinking that they just might be right. I cannot wait for this whole world to end. I'm gonna break out the bottle with my friends. I think they'll tell the best stories when we're gone. And now we drink.
Welcome back. I feel like you and I should just hang at some point because I feel like we could gossip not for the internet for hours.
Do you like to golf?
I've never golfed in my life.
Let's go golfing.
Oh God, can we turn that into content? Not.
Maybe.
I'm not talking.
Maybe. No, well, just because sometimes, you don't want to attract too much attention nowadays. Okay, I went to a driving range and we filmed a little bit of stuff there because it's a new content thing that I'm releasing. It's like kind of golf themed. And of course, someone came up and was like, "Hey, I'm a big fan of your work." And I was like, "Okay." We're just at the driving range at 9:30 at night. Like, and you just walked over to us, like, whatever.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
but he was nice. He was nice. It just was like, of all the places to be recognized, like, why is it at the driving range at 9:30 on like a Thursday?
I don't know. I don't
know.
do porn fans just like, oh well, gotta go drive some balls. I don't know. I don't know.
But yeah, we'll go golfing. There's a couple courses that we've been playing lately, me and a couple of my friends. So
All right. Yeah. I just want to turn it into content because I think I'll embarrass myself, and I think that's good for the internet.
I mean, if you want that on the internet, take it from someone that's on the internet a lot. You can never take it off. So,
Like, do you not think I'm on the internet?
I think you might be really bad at golf though. Like,
Oh no, I will be horribly bad about.
I don't know if you want everybody to see that though.
I mean, we just had a very off-air conversation about how much I don't value other people's opinions. That I don't. I'm very much a proponent of. If I would not take
no golf sponsorships here,
right? Let's say have some beginners course, like they'll be like, "Oh, Matt Slayer for putt golf."
I should come out with the putt golf, huh?
Yeah,
and just every hole should be like a booty. Wouldn't that be fun? 21 plus.
21 plus putt.
Put it in my ass.
It's
Let's
a
get
mini.
that approved. The city planning committee would love that. Oh, so what do we have on the docket this week? Yeah, we have a new place wanting to be made on Green Street called Put It in My Ass. All right, all those who say I. All those who say nay. Everybody.
Yeah, well, that's one of those things. If you're doing like a mini golf course, you can put a mini golf course indoors.
Exactly.
So they don't have to
Glow
appreciate
in
if
the
it's in a
dark.
warehouse, right?
Ooh, glow in the dark. Well, you could have. I've always wanted to do putt in one of those, at aquariums where they have the sharks.
Yeah,
Like where you could putt like through an aquarium.
like full on like putting, like doing golf through Mandalay Bay or some shit.
Yeah, that would be something that they should look into.
If the numbers go down in Vegas a little more, they'll like, yeah, we're putting a mini golf course in here.
Yeah. I've been to that aquarium. It's actually really cool. I think it's like all piratey themed.
Mandalay? I thought it was.
Isn't it the shark exhibit or like their little aquarium? They have all like the pirates booty stuff.
I didn't realize that was pirate themed. I guess I've never actually stepped foot in there. I'm just like, oh, I know there's sharks here.
Yeah. It was a long time ago. But how are you?
I'm doing well. How
what
are
are you drinking?
Tonight we are drinking more Four Roses because I just have a handle of it and I've been working on it.
Oh, that's a handle?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I got me double fisted of a crush. I've been trying the new Fanta. I don't know why they rebranded. I'm not a fan of their logo. Their new logo. I don't know why all these new brands are new brands, but all these brands are making these like really simplified version of their logo. They're like modernizing it. And I'm like, why did you need to do that to Fanta? I liked it with the little bubble letters. Like I loved it, but they said they did a new flavor, but it tasted goddamn same.
Well, as long as they don't go back like to, Nazi Germany era Fanta logos. Fanta was created by the Nazis, right? Dead serious. Dead serious.
Why?
During World War II, Coca-Cola couldn't make Coke in Nazi Germany. So the Nazis took over the Coke plants and started making Fanta.
Oh, okay.
The whole being at war with them, Coke was like, well, we're pulling the fuck out of here. And they're like, well, there's these factories.
Damn, I need to brush up on my soda history.
It's all. Let me make sure I'm not completely lying here. But yep, okay.
That makes you just want to take another swig.
Well, it's Orange Crush, not Fanta. Number one hit on Atlas Obscura: How Fanta Was Created for Nazi Germany.
Send me the link.
I will. We'll just get into it real quick.
But yeah, no, you know what was so funny? I was driving around with my love interest at the moment.
Ooh la la.
Yes, we were driving around and he fucking was listening to my interview, my first one. And because I'm like sitting in the car and I'm like, God, what is that? Like, what are you playing? Like, that sounds really familiar. And he's like, oh my God. And his phone had like automatically started playing it, like, because he was listening to it. And then when we got in the car, like, it automatically started again. And I was like, what the hell?
I'm going to pretend he's listening for me, not you.
Yeah, no, he'll listen to this one too. But it was fun to remember the last time I was here. I was like, oh my God, he got so fucked up. And I was sober.
I wasn't that fucked up.
I don't know.
I drank a lot.
I thought like half the bottle was gone.
Yeah, that doesn't mean I was fucked up.
Oh.
I drank.
I just assume like you're just fucked up.
Like, I just drank.
I guess so.
Is this an intervention? Like, you're like, by the way, Matt.
No.
Oh.
You want an intervention?
No. And now intervention has just a weird ring to it.
No, I don't know. Is that even helpful for someone, or is that just like forcing?
I mean, it depends on the person. John Mulaney in his recent special talked about his intervention that happened during COVID in quite a bit of detail. And
Really?
but also right after the intervention, they forced him into rehab.
Oh, well,
If you haven't seen the special, it's pretty funny.
I would go to rehab just for like the equine therapy. I want to be around some horses.
You know, you could just do that. You could just go be around horses.
But no, it means more when you're like fucked up. Someone traumatized me so I can go to equine therapy and have it mean something.
You heard it, folks. Someone, please. No, I'm not going to even complete that sentence. I'm not going to even.
You know what? I
Because someone will try.
don't try, guys. No, honestly, like I think now, I have like way thicker skin, but the type of insults have changed. It's not like physical. It's now like, you look like you don't know what this legislature thing is, or you look like you don't even know what this is. And I'm like, damn, I don't know what that is. Like, he's fucking right. And I don't know what it is, but like some people like have just very strong like fan, I don't know, like collectives, I guess. And sometimes they like mob up on other people. So if like somebody's talking shit about me, like in a live, all of their fans like come to my page and they're like, so and so said you did this and this and this. And I'm like, damn, like this girl is sending her little like hornets over here to like sting me. Shit. Like, what the fuck, right?
Right?
I know, but I'm
You're
like,
fun people,
like
like
sending people over to like watch my stuff because my media likes just went up.
you're fun people. I don't understand why someone would send hate your way.
You know what? I've accepted it. And I think I like leaned into the villain role a little bit too much at sometimes, like, because my trauma response is to like lash out and like be mean and be like, yeah, fuck you, bitch. Like, get the fuck away. Like, I just get very like defensive and mean. It's like an immediate response.
Okay, that's probably why I've never been mean to you. So I've never seen you be
But
mean.
it's like, yeah, no, because there's no reason for me to be mean. Someone has to like really provoke me to be. I would have to be super fucking agitated, but no, it's always for dumb stuff. But
Oh, I mean, it generally is.
lately there's been like weird drama going on in the industry that's like there's a lot of like legal stuff going on and lots of lawsuits and shit and accusations and companies buying other companies and stuff like that. So I don't even know if porn's going to be the same in like the next like year. So
It always is changing. I mean, in the 10 plus years I've been in, it's changed rap dramatically. When I first got in, people wanted to be contract girls and on box covers.
mm-hmm.
The hub was the fucking enemy. Tube sites were the goddamn enemy. There were a couple clip stores, like Clips for Sale and ManyVids existed.
Mm-hmm.
But that was mostly for fetish stuff, and they were outliers. It wasn't like...
Yeah, like a la carte stuff. Like,
right.
Like more like niche.
Yeah, niche stuff or people reselling customs, shit like that. It wasn't like, oh, OnlyFans, this is how I make my living. Why am I even showing up on a set? I'm going to lose money.
Mm-hmm.
And then it transformed into like people competing for rank on free ones and Pornhub and all that shit. And like DVDs going the way of the dodo and, oh, MindGeek's not the devil. And it's constantly changing.
Mm-hmm.
Even though...
yeah, even just like the girls that like started when I started porn, like, where the fuck are you guys? Like, you guys all like left. Like, what happened to like, we're going to get through this together?
Well...
where'd you go?
they probably met a dude or got some, had some financial hardships or just...
no, like, I know why. It's just very frustrating.
Well, hell, since I've gotten in, like the amount of people that so many performers I worked with when I first got in are just fucking gone.
Mm-hmm.
Just have been gone for a long fucking time.
Yeah.
That's why you make friends with people that are behind the scenes because they stay forever.
Yeah. No, I feel like I'm friends with a lot of directors and crew people and, people who work at the companies, post production and stuff like that. But no, like, I don't know what it is, but ever since like I went self-booking, like, the last day of March, I didn't want to do it like on April Fools because then everybody would be like, oh my God. Like, yeah, right. So I had to do it the day before. But ever since then, like so much has changed in the industry. Just even like within like the last 6 months, like the testing protocols are different. Like everything is so, I don't know why. It's I don't know if somebody can say if it's, oh, this moon is in whatever.
No, it's some of it is
But like what's going on?
well, some of it is definitely changes that like probably were necessary. So like when I first got in, it was 28-day tests initially. Like it used,
Yeah.
and then it went down to 3 weeks, then it went down to 2. So on one hand, that more regular testing is definitely a good thing. More thorough testing is definitely a good thing. It being a financial burden to performers is not. Especially if you're not a top tier performer and you like was a gold panel test cost these days, like $250?
Oh, like, I think it's like 280.
Yeah. If you're making
Just shy of $300.
right, if you're making 1,000 for your scene, and this is the only scene you're probably gonna do in 2 weeks, 33% of your money just went out the door before you even made it on set. And heaven forbid your male talent fails or someone calls off or so you're like, oh, cool, I got my kill fee, which probably wouldn't even cover the test.
No, that's crazy.
So
But there's like a lot of just like shifting in terms of just a lot of people are just shifting around right now. So I don't know what the summer is going to be like. I feel like a lot of people are realizing that, like you said, like so many people wanted to be contracted and like doing box cover stuff, but everybody's been wanting to be a fucking content creator for the last 3 goddamn years, right? Everybody's wanted to be home and be a content creator. Oh, well now, there's not as many people on OnlyFans and there's not as many people like on these platforms. You're right, because it's not what they want. It's this new fad. It's not the staple website that these people have been fucking subscribed to for 10, however many years, right? So it's like all of these people, like myself, are now like being looked at as just, I don't know. I feel like sometimes people like villainize me because I have prioritized doing studio work over being this like content creator person. And like I've been wanting to get the awards and I've been wanting to work for the studios. And now everybody's like crawling back trying to get studio work because nobody's fucking going on OnlyFans anymore.
well,
And it's creating this like weird turmoil between people that I'm like, I thought you were like a content creator. Now you're trying to be like a porn star, or like porn stars like trying to be a content creator and then it doesn't really work out and then they kind of drop off. Like,
well, it's one of those things where like a lot of people don't realize the technical skills that have to go into being a content creator. It's like I have to color grade things. How do I what? Fuck. I mean, I know as an editor, like throwing shit in iMovie and selling iPhone footage does sell on OnlyFans traditionally. But if you're trying to have a more polished product, there's some skill sets behind it. And not everyone, and it's not a knock on anybody, but not everyone has those skill sets. Not everyone's taken the time to develop those skill sets. I'm not saying they can't develop them, but they haven't taken the time to.
but yeah, it's just very interesting because now it's like the people that I started with, it's like, it's very just interesting to see like where people ended up. And then it's like, I don't even know where some people are at, which is kind of scary. But
Unfortunately, that
I don't know how you deal with it, like dealing with like people just like dropping off the face of the earth and like disappearing forever. Like you never will hear from them again.
unfortunately, you just have to go. Life goes on. Like it's one of those things where, like, if someone means something to you, and this is a two-way street, they will make an effort to stay in your life. If you were not a priority for whatever reason, you won't. And you can't lose sleep over the fact that, like, if you put in the effort and you tried and it wasn't reciprocated, you can't lose sleep over that shit. You tried.
Yeah, I feel like I've been so sensitive lately too. Like I quit vaping, so
Oh, that's
I don't know if that's I don't know. Maybe that's helped, bring out the true me.
all right. I'm almost down this side of the table.
Right.
Slowly back. Back
No,
away from
but like
Blake.
it's very interesting because my temperament and my view towards my job and just people are so different because now I've like don't tolerate shit that I've tolerated for 3 years.
Well, you shouldn't have. I mean,
And I'm like, why did I
because you
let
didn't know
this
any better.
happen?
You didn't know any fucking better. I mean,
Yeah, because I'd be like, oh, we're good. And it's just putting a little band-aid over, and not dealing with the emotion in that exact moment.
well, and I'm sure, like, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm sure some of it was also like, oh, well, if I make a stink, there's going to be drama, and I don't want the additional drama of making the stink. And
Yeah, and I get like really like angry really quick, especially if like someone is just purposely being difficult. Like if someone's like purposely, like 12 Angry Men bullshit, where it's like, really, like now you're gonna change your opinion? Like what the hell?
oh, I know the thing we were talking about before we got on air. You're just like, I'd fuck that motherfucker up.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I think like maybe during COVID, I forget what it's called, but it's like a caged animal syndrome when you like lock an animal in a cage for too many days and it becomes like wounded, like something in the brain isn't correct and there's some type of like misfiring and it causes people to like develop like severe like anxiety, depression, addictions to stuff. And I'm like, now all these fucking crazy people, especially with like all these like everything we see on the news, I'm not going to say anything in particular, but a lot of the stuff I see on the news, I'm like, are these crazy people from COVID that are now like finally getting their chance to be like nuts?
well, and I think people just didn't have enough. Were deprived of human interaction and forgot how to act. It was just like, oh yeah, there's society and rules and shit like that. Like they were alone in their home for 3 years. They're just like, oh yeah, I don't have to interact with people via keyboard.
Mm-hmm.
There's consequences and shit that happens when you interact with people in real life, and just
Yeah.
like
People are so ballsy on the internet. What year did that start?
probably like the mid '90s in AOL chat rooms.
Oh,
But
gosh.
there's shit like
Sword.
a couple it might have been a year ago at this point. Like some dude antagonized Mike Tyson on a flight. Did you not hear about this?
No.
Yeah, some dude antagonized Mike Tyson on a like a flight to Miami or some shit. I'm probably getting the destination
Yeah, like
purposely, and
wanted
I know,
to like
and Mike Tyson fucked him up. Like Mike Tyson fucking fucked him up.
wow.
And like I'm like, in what world? I know Mike Tyson's in his 50s or 60s at this point, but in what world do you think it's a good idea to antagonize Mike Tyson?
Like
That is some keyboard commando shit, because you can talk shit to Mike Tyson on his Instagram all day and there's not going to be any repercussions.
and that guy was like, if I ever see Mike Tyson, I'm gonna tell that guy. Like, was that guy like
I mean, he was drunk and he like
beef against Mike? Like Mike, my guy. I'm
I
sorry.
think he was just like, I'm going to be an internet troll in real life. And he the dude was drunk and like threw a water bottle at Mike Tyson on a plane. Like,
Wow. I don't know what I would do if somebody threw a water bottle at me. I'd feel like I was like,
yeah,
no.
I'm not sure what I'd do in that situation either. But I'm also not Mike Tyson. Like, if someone threw a water bottle at me, they may get away from it unscathed. I may not like go fuck them up. This man is a professionally trained former heavyweight champion of the world who has done some prison time for, convicted of some violent crimes. Like, just because he's older now doesn't mean he's not going to go fuck you up.
Yeah, it's so interesting. Like the way like violence has just become very like acceptable nowadays is very interesting.
I don't
think of, especially when you're talking about terms of like our industry and like porn, on how violence has escalated in certain senses.
Well,
like we're still doing hardcore stuff, but like there's just some people that take it so far that these people were not here 5-6 years ago. Like were they? I mean,
I think they were. Honestly, I think they were.
You think they were just like super underground?
Well,
and now they're like everything is okay. Like everything's becoming like super acceptable.
It's not even everything's becoming super acceptable. It's people are more willing and more emboldened to actually talk about that shit. Like,
Okay.
look at the
Maybe they're
parallels.
trying to like bring visibility.
Right. Like, look at the parallels to like the Me Too movement.
Mm-hmm.
That shit was happening in Hollywood since Hollywood was founded, right?
Mm-hmm.
The joke of the casting couch and all the shit that went, horrible shit that these producers and mainstream fucking people had done forever.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't until 2016 that people went, enough is enough of this shit. We've had enough. We're going to actually fucking speak out, take action against these people. I think some of the same shit's happening with some of these companies and some of the shit, like where, especially because as a performer, I mean, I'm sure you can speak to this much more than I can. I'm sure you could feel that your position in this industry is precarious at times, where, like, oh, if I make them a step and piss off the wrong person, I may not.
I mean, I tread so lightly. Like, it's so rare that somebody like pokes me to the point where I like want to say something. Like, it's certain things that people say, and it's very specific things that they like. I know they know, but they like allude to it like in some type of insult, and I'm like, how do they know about that? Or like if something happens on set. Like it's like I had I had a really bad experience on this one company set when I was like 6 months into porn, and I've talked to them and we've now made up and figured out what had happened at that time. But like that company has such a strong like fan base that they like legit message me all the time and are like, why don't you work with this specific site, with this specific person on this site? And I'm like, how the fuck do they know that like I don't want to work with this specific person? Like that's so crazy because something happened that day and obviously that will never be released. It was never even finished. So it's like, but how do they know? And so when people insult me about stuff, it makes me feel like it's someone I know. And it makes me feel like it's now people I know that are in my phone, in my contacts, in my fucking house, in my car, saying stuff to me on Twitter.
See, and I think it probably came about because you're so popular and you work so much that it's like that one person is a gaping hole in your roster.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because there's only so many male talents out there.
And they're like, that's weird.
It's weird that like, oh, I've seen Blake with all these people except this one guy, but I want to see this one guy. I think that's all it is to it.
There's a couple people that I purposely stay away from.
Oh yeah, you should have a no list.
Patterns, and it's like, not that I'm a younger girl, so some of the older girls can complain, and I hear them like griping about, like a lot of the male talents, they don't really like want to do content with the older girls. They kind of want to do it with like the younger girls or like MILF, not really like the normal like what is that like
well, it's
like 27 to like 35.
Well, that's the thing.
That range where it's like you could be MILF, but like
depends on how much work you've had done.
Yeah.
Because I know it's like, oh, you're 25 with fake tits, you're a MILF.
And but so many people want to get fake boobs, and I'm like, guys, look up breast implant illness, look up calcium encapsulation, like look at the stuff that people go through. Like it's so bad.
Like you're bumming me out here. I love fake tits.
I know fake tits are amazing, but like I want people to get them done properly.
Well, obviously, don't fly to Brazil and
Well, people do that because they're so desperate to like look a certain way because of these fucking body standards.
Well, and
I remember like your podcast was the first time I talked about getting my nose done.
I know.
And like I like rarely get comments about that. I get more hate about my acne.
Oh, I know.
And it's like you guys just love to.
Oh, I've had. I mean,
like they're like, yeah, she's all natural, and it's like I've never labeled myself as all natural. Like, I hate that. Like a lot of the girls like I work with are posting pictures of them like when they first got into porn, and I'm like, I never want to see that shit again. But I posted a couple pictures of me when I was like 19, but they're like posting like 17, 16-year-old.
Like that's gross.
Well, I'm just like, I know like why they're doing it because they want to show like a glow up or like a transition of like, this is who I was, this is who I am now. But so many people are doing it that I'm like, stop. They're like expecting me to do it now, guys. Like I'm having people be like, when are you going to post this, Blake?
Fuck the trend. Just do what you want to do.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where like, I'm all about posting if you want to post a glow up picture, but like post it in private with your friends, not to the people that
Not to your
masturbate to you.
close friends.
Yeah, like
Is there close friends on Twitter? Can you post?
you can make circles.
Oh. I need a circle.
Right? Do I get to be in Blake's circle? Do I? Put you on the spot? No, that's a no. There's
Well, right now it's like a Bermuda Triangle. So we'll crack it open to a square. There'll be 4 people in the circle.
Yay! Yay! So I'm curious, how's self-booking been treating you though?
Pretty good. Yeah, I've just been doing a lot of VR.
Everyone's favorite.
It's my favorite. I don't know. I blow everyone out of the water. Like, no offense to guys, but like, I understand like why people don't like it, and that's why I like it. Like, I like it because it's annoying and it's hard, and I actually enjoy like staring at the lens now. Like, I enjoy staring at just this black square just in front of me, like 6 inches away. Like, I love it. Like, it makes me feel like I'm in this super like crazy creative like zone. And like, I think I'm allowed to say it. Like, I just was Harley Quinn the other day. So I did a very, very not like super Boston-y like Margot Robbie adaptation, but it's from like the scene that we did is from the first Suicide Squad.
Oh, I'm sorry. That movie's horrible.
Well, I know, but she looks hot in it. So they had to pick
It's Margot Robbie. She looks
Margot
hot.
Robbie, so we had to pick the sexy one. So the scene from that, I didn't do the Boston accent. Mr. J. Oh my God, Mr. J. Like, I can do it like jokingly, but like after a while you're like, okay, take a shot every time she says puddin'.
Trying to kill me? Trying to kill me. I didn't. Second guess this week, trying to kill me. Jesus.
Oh my God, was someone else like asking you to like throw it back?
No, it was a whole bit with Veronica Curie was on, and she hasn't been on like 4 years, and she's like legitimately someone I hang out with like away from industry shit. So like we were just being real silly, and it was just like her threatening to kill me with her fluids at one point. It was a whole to do. Like it was funny.
Mademoiselle is a very fancy. How do you say tiger?
Well, it was one of those things where like it's a callback from like 4 years ago when she was on the show last. Where I don't know why I'm talking about other episodes with you, but we discussed that she's a horrible squirter and that she should put down like incontinence pads on the bed to like catch the squirt.
Aww. Same girl, same. So, I turned it off like 2 years ago. I did it for a while, and then I tried doing it again with a vibrator with like this big Hitachi I have, and I did it, but I was like, it doesn't like have the same effect to me because I could do it, and it was like this really cool thing, and I was like, oh my God, whoa, and then I was having like a little bit of like incontinence. I would pee on people a little bit like during scenes, especially like when I was coming, it would be like actual pee, and it would make me like super self-conscious because I'm like, oh, there's like a yellow spot on this white comforter.
That sounds like a PA.
House's comforter, or is this yours? Oh, it's the house's. Okay, yeah. Tell the owner that I just dribbled like.
Oh, anyone who has a shoot house fucking knows that. Like,
I know, but it's just like it's to me like when it's just like spit and lube, it's clear, and then when you just see like this yellow spot, and it's like you just had this great like moment, and you're like, ah, and then you see that it like takes away from it.
Like I was so hot there.
I was like, turn it off, faucet off.
See, as a dude, I'd be like, I mean, obviously, IRL because I don't have set sex, but in real life, if like my partner got so aroused that they peed, I'd be like, yeah, I fucked them so well that they just lost control. Like I'd be proud of that shit.
That's crazy. See, I'm like, I don't know, I'm not there.
It's okay. You don't have to be there.
Yeah. I have other stuff I like. I didn't realize it, but lately, not that I've been like watching it, but I have been like really into like DPs, like wanting to feel like 2 dicks in there.
In the same hole or just
That's what I don't know. Is like I don't know. Like
are you like
I still haven't fucked 2 guys ever. I did my first like double blowjob scene, and that was like a little intense. All I drank was like a mini can of Mountain Dew. my little morning shooter, little can of Mountain Dew, and yeah, it was a little intense for me. It was surprising like which dick was making me gag. Because yeah, it was just interesting. It was just very interesting. I thought like so one of the people was gonna make me puke and it was actually the other person, you know. So it was like you think it's gonna be one person and you think a scene's gonna go one way and then it like doesn't and it kind of surprises you. But it like really surprised me and so I had puked 4 times like pretty aggressively. Yeah, yeah. But at that point it was like by like the third time I was like, fuck, like I'm not even gonna go to the bathroom. I'm just gonna like spit it here. And it's just all like spit. And it's because of all that like forceful like motion and stuff. So that was a little intense for me. So I'm not like too keen on the double blowjob, but I was like how do they like put it like to
I don't know.
you know, and like I try to like watch the like DP videos like online, but like like that's to me it's like these girls were like preps. Like I need to
Oh,
see
yeah.
someone do it for like the first time and be like, you know, but they're not.
No. I mean, no one wants to see like some amateur, go out and like be in a Marvel movie.
I know. I'm like, can I watch someone do it? Can I watch you guys do it on like how you're supposed to like move your body? Or do you just like lay? I don't know because now like I feel like I've nailed my boy girl category. I've nailed POV, I've nailed VR, I've nailed like threesomes. I feel like as long as the other person's pretty good, like I can work with it. Lesbian, I feel like I'm like 70-80% there. Sometimes I'm like, fuck, I just wish there was dick here. Like I'm not that gay, but eating pussy's fun. It's just like sometimes you just want a dick. It satisfies me a little more. But now I'm like, fuck, there's all these other categories.
Are you just trying to collect all the trophies? Like they're fucking Pokemon?
Gotta catch 'em all.
Hey, if it makes you happy.
There's certain ones that I value that I think are good. I mean, me personally, like, I would absolutely love to win a most outrageous title. I would love to be in that scene that won the most craziest fucking title. And one that comes to my mind is Stoney Curtis's That Rapper Destroyed My Crapper.
That's ridiculous.
That's fucking gold.
It is.
That's gold. That is a platinum record, baby. But like it's funny because it's like crapper, like who the fuck says that? And then it's like this rapper destroyed my crapper.
I mean, I've never said crapper in a like remotely
Go to the crapper.
right. Like the word crapper when it's come out of my mouth, nothing sexy has ever come out with it. Like it's never been like, oh yeah.
Destroyed my crapper. I'm basically doing promo for it right now. I'm doing a press tour for it. We're gonna bring it back. But yeah, no, so I've been really, really honing in on the thesaurus and dictionary, looking for funny words and different scenarios. But I haven't like really like landed on something that's like super fucking funny. So I'm still waiting.
You'll get there. I have faith in your comedy ability.
That award, like I don't even know if I would win that award. Like maybe the studio would win that award. Maybe that's not even a performer award. It's the fucking studio.
No, but it's a performer award. Most outrageous sex scene is definitely a performer award.
No title.
But you want the scene.
But yeah, no, that most outrageous sex scene. I mean, it could be. Oh my God. I didn't even tell you. Did you see like any crazy stuff that I put on my Twitter lately?
No.
So actually, I filmed a VR scene in an airplane as it was taking off. And then we had sex in the air, filmed in VR, and then we landed. That is the most outrageous sex scene.
Please tell me you slap like GoPros on the outside of the plane.
Oh, we couldn't strap anything on the outside of the plane, but since it's VR, like when you're sitting in it, like you can see me sitting here and then you see my other co-star sitting there and you watch the plane take off and you see us the whole time and we're like, "Oh my God, like what the fuck?" Yeah, and I got sick. Of course I did. I was like holding down the fort, guys. I was like, "It's fine." Because everybody got a little nauseous. So I was like, it's okay. We're fine. Everybody, we're okay. Like I'm literally like making biscuits, trying to like calm down. Like, we're fine, guys. We're fine. And so they had the puke bags. And so I was like, I'm okay. I'm okay. And my arms just go fucking numb. And I'm like sitting there like this. And I'm like, oh my God, is this a panic attack? And I'm like, oh, this is a panic attack. And my hands like feel like they're sparkling and like I can see out the fucking window that we're like lowering because that we had to land early because obviously like we were fucking sick. Like
Do you not like flying or?
I was fine, but I was flying backwards too. So like I took off and the whole time I was sitting backwards. So I don't know if that had an effect. Sitting backwards and seeing the whole world like move out the window was like a little fucking crazy. But yeah, so I'm holding my arms out like this and I'm like, and I just see my co-stars and they're like, what the fuck? And they're like holding like puke bags like right here. And the male talent next to me, he like puts his like behind his thing and I'm like still like this. And I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. This is crazy. Like I can't believe I'm on a fucking little airplane right now with one of my best friends, with a male talent, with the director, and this guy who we just met an hour ago who's flying us around in this fucking little plane in Las Vegas, right? So we're like, oh my God. So out of nowhere, I like grab the fucking puke bag and I just start going into the bag. Yep, just going. And I'm dry heaving and I just feel the tears like streaming down my cheeks. But like in my mind, I'm like, I'm okay because the plane's gonna fucking land in 2 minutes. And then we touch down and I'm like, and this whole time my tits are out, by the way. Like I had my whole dress down and I'm like, ugh, ugh. And yeah. So that scene better when it fucking worked, okay? I take another drink for me. There you go. Fill that up. Let me pour you one. Cheers.
Once again, Blake's just trying to get me fucked up. Hold on, I gotta put alcohol in it before I cheers you. All I'm just thinking, like, besides that just being a horrific experience.
It wasn't okay. It was fun until
It wasn't.
It wasn't. Like that's to sum it up.
As the dude, I'm just like, oh, every dude talks about joining the Mile High Club, and then it's like, that has got to be the worst way to join the Mile High Club.
Fucking wood up when you're going up, and then your stomach sinks, and then you're like here, and you're like, what the fuck? And then your stomach sinks again, and you're like, you're trying to ride here, and you have your arms here, and you're like, oh yeah, oh my gosh.
Well, also like for the audience,
you're like smacking in, and the whole like fucking my tit just came out. Oh my God.
Oh. Well, I guess I have some post-production work.
Yay! Oh my God.
Patreon exclusive.
Sorry. No, but it was fucking crazy. But now I'm like, am I gonna be like this girl that's like, I fucked in a plane? Like, what else? Like, is there something crazier we can do? Like,
why not?
Air balloon.
What's wrong with doing that?
Mount Everest. Elon, Mars.
Don't fuck Elon. He'll impregnate you. He's very fertile.
Well, he has all sons, right?
No,
he did have a daughter.
I believe they transitioned. So
the original 5.
One of
his original 5
yeah.
kids. Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay. Shout out! Yay!
I think they also disavowed Pop. So.
Oh well, they're never. I don't know if you listen to this. Hey,
Elon.
Edit this out. Oh my God. I don't know. I get nervous like talking about celebrities sometimes.
Why?
Isn't it Elon?
Everyone says Elon. Hell, he was on Rick and Morty and they called him Elon, so I think it's okay.
Which episode?
The fucking
season 5?
It's like 5 during the Heistatron episode.
With all the characters?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
He played himself as Elon Tusk. Yeah, that was actually Elon.
Oh my God. I'm going to have to rewatch that. Elon Tusk.
That was legitimately him.
One of my weird confession. Isn't what's his name? Justin Roiland, and what's the other guy's name?
Dan Harmon.
Dan Harmon. Dan Harmon's the guy with the sex doll, right? I've actually well, okay, so I heard a rumor.
I have heard nothing about
I heard a rumor and like saw something on Reddit about like in this Rick and Morty thing that he's searching it up. Oh my god.
I am.
That he was posting porn of him with a sex doll. And I was like, if I fucking make a sex doll of myself, I'm fucking sending it to that guy. But I think he's been canceled since now.
I mean, Harmon was canceled and came back.
See, you know what I find is very interesting? It's like, what is the process of like these people like coming back? Like, what are the conversations you're saying to people like, oh yeah, I did that.
It depends on how talented you are.
That was like 2 years ago, though. That was like 2 years.
It depends. Like, America will forgive pretty much anything if you're talented enough. Oh, my God. Right. Michael Vick was dogfighting and back in the NFL.
Oh, they put him back in there?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like.
What was the argument for that? Oh, God. Now I got to go on a fucking YouTube iceberg deep dive.
Louis C.K.'s playing theaters again.
What is it?
Louis C.K., like the comedian. He's playing theaters again. He was canceled for a minute there.
Oh, I'm trying to think of like who that is.
Oh, you know who Louis is. Like,
yeah,
balding redhead comedian. He's really fucking funny.
Okay, I like Bert Kreischer. Is it Chrysler or Kreischer?
Kreischer.
Him and the other guy on there.
Tom Segura,
yeah. His Netflix Ball Hog. I remember when I first got into porn, I like got subjected to like go to these people's fucking house to like go film. And since it's COVID, so you have to like stay at their house for like a couple weeks, right? So like all these people were like, let's get all these like deals out. So I go like for the first couple weeks, and like they had promised me like all this money and stuff, and I had gotten like pink eye a couple times and like
couple times? What the fuck?
Yeah, like I'm allergic to cats, so they had a cat at their house. So I just kept having like medical issues of like I couldn't like shoot like POV stuff. So they were like, okay, well, I had to go back home to Arizona. This was in Vegas, so I had to go back home to Arizona, and they're like, well, if you want to come back out and shoot more for us, let's go on a camping trip. So this is like the camping trip from fucking hell, and legit the only thing that fucking saved me, because the guy ended up leaving me and the other girl like at this fucking like weird tent. It was like one of those Airbnb like tent things. Yeah, it was
like you get yourself into the weirdest predicaments.
This was like when I first got into porn, like legit like 2 months in. And so he like was like, we were like wanted to go out into the woods to do like vampire and werewolves like porn or whatever. And, yeah, I know. What the fuck, cringe. I'm sorry.
I'm not cringing.
I'm cringing. I'm cringing because it's not my thing, and it's just whatever. And so you guys weren't there, okay? It wasn't sexy in the moment. So he's like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go get like firewood. I'm not kidding you. He was gone for like 5 hours, and we were sitting in the dark, in the pitch black, in the middle of fucking Hurricane Utah, like legit, like sitting in. It was just me and her, and all we had was Tom Segura Ball Hog fucking downloaded on my phone. And so we sat, and the only light we had was Tom Segura Ball Hog. So Tom, you're my guy. My guy, Tom. But no, legit. So anytime like I scroll on Netflix and I see that, I'm like, trigger.
Speaking of Kreischer, you gonna go see his new movie?
Oh, I didn't know he has a new movie. Is he starring it or he wrote it?
He's starring in it and wrote it.
Ooh, is it like a Jackass vibe?
No, so it's in like
It's
a
like
legitimate action comedy.
Oh.
So
okay, so it's like the other guys type
shit
of
like that,
vibe.
yeah.
Okay.
I haven't seen it yet, but it's a You're of course aware of like Bert's machine story, right? How he joined the Russian mob and robbed his, like, it's his most famous bit.
I don't know.
I'm sure you've heard it.
Probably.
Where he's like in college, ended up hanging out with the Russian mob on a trip to Russia for school, and it's a
Maybe. I don't know. I don't remember.
It's why they call him the Machine. It's
Okay.
so
Now I'm gonna watch it now.
this movie is a follow up, like takes place in modern time, and like he's 20, 30 years later dealing with the repercussions of being involved with the Russian mob, and the Russian mob comes to America and drags him back to Russia, I guess is the plot.
That's fun.
It's starring Bert.
A couple words in Russian. Glubje. That means deeper. It's the only word in Russian I need to know.
Not if you go to Russia.
You know a lot of Russians, though. There's a lot of Russians who are in the industry.
Well, yeah. How else do you escape Russia? You do porn. And hell, there's just
Empower women.
Right? There's a lot. There's a lot of Eastern Europeans who are just like, holy fuck, I can make crazy American money. Yeah, deuces, Russia.
Damn. Well, I don't know. I've always thought about like going over to Europe, but they say that the rates are super low. So I don't know.
I mean, I guess it depends on who you shoot for. Like, I know a couple performers who like up and moved to Europe. So, Anna Deville bounced and like left for Prague years ago at this point. And you got to remember, the rates might be lower, but depending on where you are in Europe, Europe's a lot cheaper to live than LA.
Probably too, where you don't even need to make, that type of money because it's like, what?
And especially if you already still have an American OnlyFans.
Oh.
So it's like, I'm making American OF money and like a decent Steam rate compared to what cost of living is.
Mm-hmm.
You could be doing all right for yourself. I mean, that's probably not great for someone who's like fairly freshly in a relationship, which, I wanted to circle back to. Where did Blake find love?
Oh my gosh, I know, right? I have been so like keeping everybody at like a 10-foot pole distance. I'm like, get away from me, you boys. I don't want to talk to you. And now I'm like, wee, I'm in love. Let's go ride bikes in Santa Monica. Wee.
So what happened? How'd this come about?
We were on set. Well, actually, okay. AVN, I had a lot of fans there, so I was very stressed out, right? And so I went over to the Hussy Models booth because I did my time at the AVN booth. So I was like, okay, I'll go sign over here at the Hussy Models booth because all these people were like, can you sign my thing? Can you sign my thing? And I'm like, I want a fucking chicken sandwich. Like, I don't want to sign any more fucking shit. So I was like, fine, I'll go over to the booth and I'll sign over there for like 30 minutes. Like, it was a last minute choice. Like, I wasn't really supposed to be over there. And so I don't know if I had like time scheduled or something. I think I just like went over there. And so I'm like standing, talking to my assistant who I brought at the time. And I like look over and I like lock contact with this guy over there. And I'm like, oh my God. Oh, I think I know that guy. His name is Dan Damage. And I've like seen him on Twitter a bunch. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, he's like looking at me, and then I like look back, right? It was just like a little like, and it's so like I was talking to my assistant, and I was just like, oh my God, I hope that guy like comes over and like introduces himself to me, because before I left Hussy, obviously we were in the same agency, so I was like, I hope he comes over and like says hi to me, and like. Like just.
Why didn't you go say hi to him?
Boost my ego because I'm so narcissistic and I just love people just feeding my ego. And so he didn't. He did not come say hi to me. And so I was just like, wow, this guy didn't want to come say hi to me. Like, whatever. And so like a couple weeks later, I see him like as my scene partner. And I'm like, ooh, like this is cool. So it's like a week before our scene, and like I go and follow him on Twitter, and he's already like following me. And so I go and I start like looking through his media, and I'm like, oh my God. And I was like, what the fuck is this picture? And it's this picture of his dick next to like a wine bottle, and it's as big as the fucking wine bottle before the neck. Legit. And I'm like, holy fuck, this guy's dick's huge.
I mean, that's why
I need it. I fucking need it.
I mean, I guess that's why he's Dan Damage, because he's damaging people with his penis.
Yeah. I'm so get me all hyped up just thinking about it right now. But yeah, so and it was very interesting the way we connected that day because I like am very professional on set, but I was like walking by him, like being like, kind of being a little more flirty than usual. And the scene was like, it was for Side Chick, and it's a blindfold Valentine's Day scene that I'm like doming him and I blindfold him. And it's a really great scene. Like it was like one of my like top 3 favorite scenes ever because of just like how intense it made me feel on the inside. And the cinematography is great on it. They're like a new company, and like there's 3 guys that like run it, and they were all super awesome. And so like we'd like joke now that like 3 wise men brought us together. But so after the scene I'm like, yeah, like I have to go to like the airport. I have to go back to LA. But I have a little bit of time. Do you want to like go to Hibachi with me? I just had this like really cool like hibachi food truck in LA. And he's like, I don't want to go to a food truck. I think I'm gonna go to Chipotle. And I was like, oh well, like hibachi, it's kind of like Benihana. And I'm like, yeah, like, well, like, do you want to go? And he's like, sure, like, okay. And he was like hesitant, right? So I'm like, fuck, like, I felt kind of weird, like asking him to dinner, but he was like, okay. So then we went to hibachi and we just talked, and it was like an immediate connection. I was like, I know that like this guy feels like my best friend. Like, and so that was super awesome. And then he dropped me off at the airport, and then we've been talking nonstop ever since. And there were some like issues in my family, like some like really serious like health concerns. So I had to go and take care of a parent for 6 weeks.
I'm sorry, that sucks.
Yeah, so it was very intense, and I was actually there for like 24 days like with them. So it was very intense. So and this was like right after we had met. So I like and then I was in Florida for like 3 just about like 19 days. I was in Florida for like just over 2 weeks. And so it was like that, and then I had to go to take care of them, and it was like we didn't have any time to like spend together. So we just like texted like all the time, and I was like, damn, like this guy, he probably thinks like I'm so like lame and I suck because like I have to like be out here and take care of like a parent, but
Anyone who thought you were lame or sucked for being responsible like that,
because porn people do that.
right?
They're shallow people, and they're like,
But those are the type of people
I got
that you
bullied for driving a Chevy Equinox.
guess what? Those are the type of people that you don't want to have in your fucking life.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone who's going to be like, oh my God, you went and decided to take care of family instead of being here to party and fuck me. Like, fuck you, get lost.
So, but I was like very nervous and had anxiety about it because like I have not like I think I told you a little bit about my crazy ex-boyfriend who like fucking traumatized me.
You did. We talked about it last time you were on the show, but it's one of those things where like the trash sees itself out at that point. Like if someone gave you shit about that, that is the trash seeing itself out.
Yeah. And so now like we have this really great relationship, and we're very honest with each other, and it's a learning experience. I'm 23, he's 28, so he's has this different level of like emotional maturity that even though he, like they say like younger guys aren't very mature, he's very mature. So
his brain's full. His brain's fully developed.
Yeah, so it's good knowing that I am at least spending time and curating a good relationship with someone, that is a good person deep down, and that for me is like kind of hard to find in porn.
Oh, it's definitely
whatever. I'm not gonna.
I know it's the reality of the situation.
Too deep into that.
It's something that's been discussed many times on the show.
It's so good to be around someone that sees me for me, and I have a really good friendship with him, and so we're just taking it day by day, and we talk about like stuff that it'd be cool to like have this business, and it'd be cool to open up this store, and all different types of stuff. So it's just really cool to like plan and talk about a future with someone. Just just talking about it openly, and there's no like what do you call it? There's no barrier or like holding back. It's
There's
just
no hesitation.
yes, hesitation. It's just a free, fluid thought. And so we keep that dialogue open always.
So is he going to get you to move out of Arizona?
That's legit what we're like trying to figure out now. And we're like going back and forth between like LA and Vegas. But I don't know what I want to do with my career. I know that I want to like expand the type of scenes I'm doing. And I want to get more hardcore and like do the group scenes. It's just like I'll do the group scenes when there's better male talent. For sure. Like I'm going to put Dan in every fucking scene because obviously he's my favorite male talent. But I mean, like, other than that, it's starting to get slim pickings nowadays.
Hey, I'm sure there'll be more that get off the bus at some point. But, I'm biased. But
Sigh.
if you're going to make a choice between LA and Vegas, go to LA.
Fuck no, I don't like the politics out here. I want to be able to have a gun in my house and shoot somebody in my house.
I have guns.
But like, aren't like people here like sensitive to stuff, like sensitive to political stuff? Like I grew up in very red Arizona, so I'm used to people being cowboys carrying friggin'
but once again, do you
revolvers on their hips.
Do you give a fuck about what their opinion is? Like,
For me, I just want to make sure that I'm in a community where everybody knows what's up. And I feel like I was raised around like very like gun pro people. So I want to stay in a gun pro area. It's for me, it's very important just because like I got my car broken into lately. So now I carry. So it's like one of those things that like I want to make sure that I'm protected now.
What are you carrying, by the way?
I'm not gonna say anything like that. I don't want to talk about.
Oh,
Yeah, just in case, anything weird
oh, okay. Because
happens.
I
I'll
like
tell you later.
Because I like guns, so it's just one of
I'll
the.
tell you.
Okay. Especially if you're moving into California, you can bring stuff in that is not on the California approved list if you're moving into state. Like all my handguns are not like things you can purchase if you're in California. But since I moved in from Nevada,
it was like in your possession,
right? Like I just had to register them with the state.
Yeah.
So like
Okay.
I have 6 handguns.
Yeah. I don't know. I like my cowboy country. I feel like there's too many people out here too. But another thing is like I was thinking because we shoot so much up in the hills, and I'm like, fuck, what if I need an ambulance? Like, how long is it going to take the ambulance to get up here and like do a U-turn? Because it just took me 20 minutes to like find a parking spot and like do a U-turn.
Well, don't live in the hills.
Where else would you live in LA?
You're literally in my apartment. You're literally in my apartment right now.
Fucking with you.
Literally in my apartment.
But no, it's things that go through my head that I feel like I keep making up bullshit, so I don't live here.
So, okay, look, I lived in Vegas. I live here now. Here's the deal. Yes, Vegas is much more gun friendly than LA. 100%. Vegas is also a shit town to meet new people in. And even like if you start developing friendships with people and shit like that, they may work insanely weird hours because it's a 24-hour town and people work in casinos on graveyard shifts and stuff like that. The couple of friends I met that were outside the industry, I didn't see them half the time because they're like, oh yeah, I gotta go work at a casino till the middle of the night. It's super suburban, which coming from Arizona might not bother you as much as it does me.
Yeah.
Like I like urban. The entertainment options, like the distractions, the shit you do away from work. LA is just second to none on that shit. Like the comedy scene's amazing. The live music scene's amazing. The opportunities to consume entertainment are second to fucking none here.
I know. And now like I'm getting used to like riding bikes on the beach.
Right. You can ride bikes on the beach. You can, go hiking. There's so much shit.
I'm going to need to start selling a lot more fucking autographs. If I can afford the goddamn, what is it, like 23% income tax out here?
I mean, depends on how you shelter it.
Oh, damn.
I mean, I'm sure Blake Blossom LLC registered in Delaware will do just fine.
Well, we'll see.
Don't take tax advice from me, by the way. I'm not a tax professional.
We'll see how it goes. I don't know. I'm trying to get new merch out. I've been wanting to use like the new AI like graphic design stuff because it's been like putting out cooler stuff than normal graphic designers have for me at least. Like the AI has put out like way more interesting concepts than like other people have given me. So I know I'm gonna get flack for that. Everyone's gonna be like, no.
The way I look at like people viewing AI right now about that shit is like, these are the same people that like when the Model T came out, like, but my horse.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
But my lord.
you can't put the fucking genie back in the bottle. Like the shit's here, the shit's gonna stay. Automation is always replaced.
Yeah.
Fucking shit.
I was thinking about that today when I was like taking the elevator. I was like, there used to have to be somebody to like pull up the elevator.
Right. There used to be elevator operators. People used to make shit by hand, and then factories and the Industrial Revolution happened.
Mm-hmm.
This has been the way mankind has worked for fucking ever. Automation has always replaced jobs. Look at making cars in Detroit. They used to like have people just working on fucking lines, and then they started replacing them with robots. So at the end of the day, it's gonna happen. Fucking embrace it or get ran over.
Regina George. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I change my mind all the time. And like, as much as I like doing porn, I don't know. Maybe I want to do some other stuff.
Well, and that's the thing.
But should I be like an influencer
Here's
on YouTube, Matt? Would you watch my YouTube?
you coming for my job? What the hell, Blake? What the hell?
You're doing your podcast, right?
I'm on
Podcast
YouTube.
On YouTube.
Yeah. The podcast is definitely on YouTube.
All right, guys. Today we are going to be doing a collab with Matt, and we are going to be trying out different beard oils today. Whee! And different alcohols. And every time we try a new one, he has to take a shot.
I'm down. I'm down for that collab.
There we go.
But here's the thing.
And then we'll just take a little comb and like very self-care macro shot. Like.
So here's the deal. If you're trying to do shit besides porn,
Mm-hmm.
you have to be in LA, because besides casinos, gambling, and nightlife, there is no other fucking opportunities in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Porn moved to Vegas because it's cheaper to shoot there.
Yeah.
It's cheaper to live there. And it's great for people that just want to do porn.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're trying to do anything else in entertainment, it's not there. People, I realized this in fairly recently, like Vegas is America's wax museum. Like they claim to be
Frozen in time.
Well, they claim to be, the fucking entertainment capital of the world. No one brings unpolished product to Vegas. It's all perfect. It's all, I'm going to go to Cirque du Soleil and it's going to be perfect. I'm going to see some comedians do their most polished act.
Mm-hmm.
A band's going to do a residency where you could go on Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, and it's going to be the same show.
Yeah.
It's all very polished, where art is actually being created in LA.
Mm-hmm.
People are going up at the Comedy Store and trying new material. They're trying new shit. Even big bands are playing small venues and playing some of their new shit, or just jumping on stage. Like the Whiskey often has Ultimate Jam Night, where like musicians from various other bands go and just play with each other just to have fun.
Mm-hmm.
That shit doesn't happen in Vegas. That shit doesn't happen anywhere but here, maybe New York. Like, if you're like, I just want to make porn, I want to be a pornographer, I want to make content, I want to live in the suburbs with my guns, Vegas. Vegas all day.
I know. And that's like, I feel like I'm drifting towards that because it feels the most comfortable.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're 23. Be uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I am right now. I mean, I'm in a.
Ouch.
I'm
Ow.
not in this current moment. I meant like just in this moment in my life. Like,
right, but like,
I just met someone new, and then I just left my agency, and now I'm gonna be doing new stuff in porn. So it's like all of this, and then there's all this other drama and shit going on in the industry of like, I'm scared to even do porn sometimes just because of like repercussions of people like saying stuff or.
Well, fuck whatever people are saying.
Well, like I just don't ever want somebody to like interpret something I do and then try to defame me. Like if they like a miscommunication brought to Twitter is 90% of what's on there is a miscommunication about something. And there's people that are losing thousands and thousands of dollars of work and contracts. And there's companies that are saying, we're never going to book you again because of this accusation or because so-and-so said you did this, said this, or behaved in this way. It's like that. It's not, oh, do you want to hear my size? No.
No.
I have friends that literally will never work for certain websites ever again because it's just, they have different ethics than what's being presented and they don't want to hear your side. So me, because that keeps going on, I'm like really scared to like be alone with anybody. I like want to wear like a mic, like, yeah, say that again right here.
Right here. Please sign this paperwork that says you consent to this being recorded.
Yeah, no, like I've already drafted like 2 different NDAs that I'm like looking over right now, which one like I want to use because I'm like, I don't know if I want to go the harsher route or like I can't get an assistant because like I would have to make them get an NDA and they would have to be, so I would have to restrict the stuff that they talk about, which is so like harmful for someone.
But also the problem with an NDA like that is at the point where they leak it, if you try to enforce the NDA, you're just proving that it happened, like that it's true. It's just like those NDAs like that have no teeth because, oh, you violated the NDA. I'm going to sue you for violating the NDA. Cool. You just confirmed that actually fucking happened. If you're just like, I don't know what this idiot's talking about.
Yeah, you just have to like, I don't know.
Right? Like, there's no point in NDAs like that. NDAs really are just good for like corporate secrets and shit like that. Mm-hmm. Because once it's out, it's fucking out. So it's just,
I don't know. It's a very weird, like I said, it's a very weird time right now. Just in this present moment within the last 6 weeks.
Well, settle a little bit. I mean, you don't also have to like fucking jump into shit immediately, but I can tell you as an older dude, being uncomfortable brings growth around. Like it was just, no one got anywhere fucking playing it safe. Like, if you play it safe, you know how it's going to end. If you get a little adventure in your life, you don't know. It may be a horrible fucking disaster, or it may be fucking amazing. You don't know.
I need to go see a tarot card reader.
See, definitely LA.
That's definitely LA.
Right, definitely LA right there.
Crystals. My crystals.
Consult the crystals. Consult the crystals, Blake.
Which one? Nevada or California? Arizona.
Like, I'm just not leaving.
Staying. Yeah, Dan would move to Arizona. He said he would, but it's just, I don't know what I want to do with my time. I don't know.
I mean, what are you doing with your time when you're not shooting now?
I mean, I literally work all day, every day.
Right. Then why stay in Arizona?
I feel like I would work even more if I'm out in LA.
Yeah, but
I already work all day, so it's like, am I going to work? How am I going to work?
Yeah, but look at all the time you're spending commuting from Arizona to these various places.
Yeah.
If you're already fucking here.
Okay, so budget wise, what do you think is a ridiculous amount for rent? Ridiculous.
Like for LA or?
Yeah, just like so if I need at least a 3-bedroom. I know, because of all the just filming stuff that I have and all my camera equipment and all my lights and shit, like I don't know, like do I pay for like an external storage place? Like would that maybe be a way to go out here? Do they even make 3-bedroom?
Oh, they definitely make 3 bedrooms.
Okay.
There's 3 bedrooms in this building.
Yeah.
Want to be my neighbor, Blake?
You're gonna fucking hear.
Like I give a fuck. Like I give a fuck. I'll be like, yo, run.
Is that Blake or Dan?
Like, just run me that hard drive. I could do the editing work.
Oh my god, sorry, my shoe got all messed up.
You're just falling out of all your clothes here. Like,
oh my god.
Falling out of your shoes, falling out of your top. Like, what the fuck, Blake?
Oh my gosh. Let me just adjust it. There we go.
All right.
Are you?
But yeah, they definitely make 3 bedrooms, but you probably, depending on the neighborhood, be paying like over $5,000 a month for it.
That's like good fucking kills me. And then what? Then I don't have my own pool. Then I don't have my own garage and driveway. And then it's like, ew, I'm parking in a parking garage where like my car could still get broken into and I'm paying $5,000 a month.
Yeah. Vegas.
It hurts to stomach. Like I feel like I would have to work more just to supplement that extra 25% that it would cost me to live here.
Yeah, but if you do it right, it's all a tax write-off anyways.
Well, do any of these girls do anything that's even legal to put on their taxes to live
Porn
here?
is legal here.
Well, porn is legal here, but I meant the other stuff that really lets them afford to live here. That's what's something that I don't do that lets everybody else live here that I don't do.
Are you alleging that I'm selling my ass?
Yes, I am.
Wow.
Hell yeah. No shame, no shame. But it's like, I can't fucking do that.
Well, yeah, don't you don't have to
I don't
do that.
have hooker money like that. Like, you guys can afford $5,000, $7,000, $10,000 apartments. Like, that to me is like, fuck. Like, it's almost like I should like go beat up some landlords. You know, like I want to like commit violence upon like landlords.
It's one of those things. We don't suggest you do that.
In a video game.
In a video game. Landlord Beater 2000.
In Grand Theft Auto.
But
you might have to edit that too. Oops.
Thanks. Awesome. Love the post work, Blake. Thank you. What the fuck was it? Vegas is not that much cheaper than LA. I mean, it's cheaper than LA for sure, but it's not that much cheaper if you're trying to like live nice in Vegas.
Okay. But it's good because I appreciate your opinion because like people go back and forth, but most of the time people end up saying just LA.
Well, it's one of those things like I moved to Vegas originally because the industry was supposed to go to Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
And I was there when it was fucking cheap. Like I had a 2-bedroom that I paid under $1,000 for.
Wow.
I'd kill for that now. I would kill someone.
Shit.
Yeah.
Fuck. What the hell?
Right. But like I look at prices in Vegas. I almost moved back to Vegas in 21 for a gig.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like, oh, well, I can get a luxury 2-bedroom for $2,000 a month. Like, yes, that is significantly less than LA. But then I looked at the opportunities in Vegas.
And you're like,
yeah, it's like, oh, if I was not specifically moving here for this gig, there's not enough production work to support me. There's not enough other opportunities to support me. The minimum wage is like 12 something an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And though you may like, I'm not going to go work a minimum wage job is the minimum wage inflates everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Like if minimum wage is $12, that means you could afford to pay someone else a $20 an hour job for something that's semi-skilled. Where LA's minimum wage is like $16 an hour. So a semi-skilled job is going to be in the 25 to 30 range.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I've never done shrooms, but like lately
Why not?
Because just I dealt with like depression and anxiety, and
yeah, the shrooms helps with that.
Well, see, like I've done like ketamine infusion therapy, and that really helps me. So I think I just had a doctor that just didn't really like shrooms and kind of just said, like maybe you should try this other option, and that way really helped me. But now it's
why'd you stop with the ketamine then?
No, I still do it. Like I haven't done it in about a year. So it's usually like around the time that I like to do it again when I start like feeling like weird shit again. But lately I've been like, I don't know, maybe I try to like, instead of kind of like numbing it out, maybe we kind of like open it up a little bit and maybe I get some ideas. But I also freak out. Like I panic. I fucking freak the fuck out and I panic and I'm like, take me to the hospital. I'm dying.
Well, do it with around people you trust in a space you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those things where, like, especially during the pandemic, my audience has heard this bunch. I tripped a lot. Like, I probably did more mushrooms during the pandemic than I had in the 10 years previous.
Yeah, send me a video on like what to expect. Like, is there like a video or like something I could watch? Or...
I'm sure there is, but it was one of those things where, like, I very vividly remember I like was tripping by myself. Like I was just in my apartment by myself. Like, and I did a whole eighth by myself. Like I'm not microdosing. I am fucking going deep. Well, like fairly deep. I mean, definitely an eighth is not like, but I'm visually hallucinating. I am definitely, and like at one point I'm sweating and I'm in the back of my mind, I'm like, am I dying right now? Am I, and I just was like, dummy, you're tripping.
Yeah.
Like,
comforting, and like that's what some people say. Like you get comforted by like yourself too.
Yeah, it was just like
you know that you're gonna be okay.
Yeah, like dummy, you're tripping. Your body will metabolize this in due time. You'll be fine. But there was that momentary like ping of panic of just like, oh God, I'm sweating. Am I dying?
Good to know, though. It's good to know.
Yeah, and you just
But it could happen.
and all you have to do is take a step back for the moment, and no matter what you're experiencing, be like, yo, my body will metabolize this. I will be okay.
Mm-hmm. That's how I feel when I get food poisoning. I'm like, this is my last day. I'm struggling, girl. I don't know I don't know. I eat out a lot, so.
I feel like you are a
Once
lot
every 2
stronger
weeks.
than you give yourself credit for.
You think? I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, I'm just gonna. I'm suffering through this flight. I'm gonna muscle through it. I'm gonna muscle through it. All these fucking stories
That
you've been
was
telling.
fucking insane.
But all these stories you were telling me, plenty of other people would have just fucking wilted, thrown a hissy fit, fucking not been able to deal with
We
it.
had to finish the whole scene after.
Right.
Yeah.
But you were able to do that. How many girls do you know that would be like, fuck this, I'm out?
Almost everybody.
Right. So as much as you're like, I'm gonna like, nah, you're tougher than you give yourself fucking credit for. If you take a step back and look at it a little objectively, Blake.
Good. I want to feel strong. I needed a reminder. Strong girl.
I know. You just are like, I'm gonna come on the show so Matt feeds my ego a little bit.
See, it's the difference. I'm Mr. Hyde and Dr. Jekyll in my head. There's 2 people in here.
I mean, that's with most people. Like, most people are not like completely the persona that they portray to the world.
Yeah.
I mean, the world would eat you alive if you're like, oh, hey, I'm just gonna show the internal me to everybody. The world would eat you a fucking alive. No matter, unless you're just a complete like sociopath and you're just like, no, I'm a crazy person. Yay. But I think you'd be fine with shrooms. Just do it in an environment.
Should I do a chocolate shroom or like actual shrooms?
I mean, they do the same thing.
See, people are like smoking weed and is different. Like people say like smoking like joints and smoking like out of bongs are the same, and to me they're not.
Okay.
So I like, is there a difference between like? I heard that doing tea, like don't boil them in a tea.
So that gets metabolized a little differently.
Okay. I have to go on a deep dive tonight. I know, I'm like, fuck, all these mushroom recipes. I want a beef Wellington with some crazy mushrooms in there. That's how I'd like to eat my mushrooms.
So yeah, I've definitely fucked around with the chocolates, and I enjoy the chocolates. Like,
yeah.
Because unless you're used to them, the mushrooms don't taste amazingly great.
That's why they said don't do tea.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like I've done enough of them where I'm just like, I'll just, I don't care. But,
Wow. Just Lay's baked potato chip.
yep, there's a whole fucking ace. Just, yeah, whatever.
Holy shit.
Yeah, but I also just drink whiskey on the rocks. Like, I don't think my tongue works. I mean, it works, but it doesn't work like that. My taste buds.
Burnt. Your tongue's burnt.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It works for other things, damn it, ladies.
Oh. He had to clarify.
I have to clarify, like, yeah, I have to play up to the female, the small female demographic of this show.
Hey, girls. Whee!
But I think you should. I really do. I'm a big proponent of it. It really, like,
I
especially
think I might. I'm going to do shrooms and then move to LA.
generally people do it the other way around, but
I don't think they're just doing shrooms anymore.
oh,
You know what? I saw some crazy lady today because I was shooting some photos downtown. And I just was like, what the fuck? And then we were outside of this like famous like skate place called Jaquan, which is, it's just like a nickname for it, like Jaquan. And I'm like, oh my God, look at this guy over here with this dog. And so I was looking at the dog and we take some pictures and security came over and was like, nah, you guys gotta go. You guys gotta go. And so we're like, oh my gosh, okay, like we'll hurry up. And so we're like hurrying up, right? And I'm like, oh my God, oh my God. And I'm like, oh, I want to make sure I like see the dog again. So I like look over and I see the guy and he's like fucking smoking out of a little like thing. And I'm like,
little glass pipe.
yeah, I don't even know what the fuck it was. It was just like,
Well,
like, he was just going
it's
like
probably
that.
crack or meth.
And we were like, whoa. And I was like, the dog. No, like I'm not the dog.
Well, so the reality of the situation with LA is like, as much as I am a proponent of people moving here, there are definitely downsides to this fucking city. That's one of them.
Yeah, but it was a.
The
I
despair.
wanted to take his fucking dog. I was like, not off and let me steal your dog.
You're gonna
Give the dog a better life. I don't know.
I don't know. Like you're gonna
The
steal.
dog was like leashed up to his like grocery cart too, so I was just like, the dog can't even go in the grass. Like
You're gonna take away the man's
The
like
guy-
one comfort, like his one source of companionship in this world. That's heartless, Blake. That's so mean.
mean.
So mean.
Pick one, the dog or the fentanyl. Sorry, pick one.
But-
Scrappy Doo's coming with me. Sorry.
Okay, well I guess I'll choose fentanyl.
Oh. No, I've seen crazy videos lately of like people like slumped over, like in like Walking Dead.
Well, and if you lived on the fucking streets of LA, I understand it. Like you want to numb yourself to the fucking world. I get it. I don't.
Yeah, we walked by the social services center today, and I went, "Damn."
That is one of the problems with LA is there's a massive disparity between rich and poor, and if you are not careful, one fucking thing could cause you to slip to almost to that level. Like a lot of people are living fucking check to check. A lot of people,
Mhm.
you know, are barely fucking getting by, and one emergency, one financial
Credit
fucking
cards, yeah.
could just put you on the fucking street.
Mm.
Does that happen in Vegas
So
too?
make an account online and start making porn. I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah, because the average,
Because that's what I did when I didn't know what I wanted to do.
but the average OnlyFans creator makes $160 a month.
Really?
Yeah, because you got to figure in all the people
Because
that.
of all the people, the skewed. I mean, I don't know. I feel like the people who are like, I make $100,000 a month. I'm like, really? Are you Riley Reid? No, then you're not making that. Like, I feel like a lot of people were claiming high amounts or somehow doctoring stuff, and we're creating this false image of OnlyFans. Like, I truly believe it because I'm like, where are these people who are like buying this stuff? Like,
You gotta remember, like,
crazy for certain people to be so successful that I'm like,
the stimulus money played a lot into that. Like people's stimulus money went into people's OnlyFans. They found like, I forgot who was talking about this, but as the stimulus money dried up, OnlyFans started to decline. So like that free government check when people were stuck at home, especially if it went to people that didn't necessarily need it, that's just extra money.
yeah, what's a $5 a month thing for 3 months to look at this girl's stuff? Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit. What's the world coming to?
Well, and it's one of those things where like I equate OnlyFans and podcasting. They're very similar.
Mm-hmm.
It's like there are some people making fantastical fucking money in both industries. And then there are people that are making fucking nothing. And because they both have almost no barrier of entry, people see the people that are making all the fucking money and like, I could do that too.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't realize like, oh, you know, that person who is making insane money on OnlyFans probably has a marketing team behind them, probably has assistants, probably has a professional editor. Like they don't see all the things that go into.
They just see the final product of, oh wow, I could maybe edit something like that, and it's like, that's a Red Dragon camera. There's no way that like we don't even have access to that. Like, you know,
Right. And it's like, do you even have professional lighting, or are you using a $20 fucking ring light from Amazon?
not the ring light hate. Ooh.
I'm not saying the ring light's bad. A good ring light's fine.
Yeah,
But it's stuff like,
but that's not what's gonna make you $100,000 a month on OnlyFans.
right. I mean, even with this fucking podcast, I'm using professional fucking lighting that are fucking professionally daylight, like they're actually daylight balanced.
Mm-hmm.
Like these are well within what are actually supposed to be, you know, the Kelvin for daylight balanced.
Mhm.
Versus like, Lord knows what you're getting with the cheap lights off Amazon. And if you're using, yeah. And whatever, you know, if you want to try to fucking white balance your shit to like have a constant image, like most people are like, what the fuck are you even talking? Exactly. They don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I bought these lights, one of my friends was like, what do you mean you spent $350 a light? I'm like, yeah, that's what real lighting costs.
Yeah, I have some Pavo tube lightings from Nanlite, and like that shit it's like $4,000 for like a starting pack.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, I just have all these lights. I love
Yeah.
them. So I try to use them all I can. And then they have they're Bluetooth and they have great functions and stuff like
Well,
that.
and they're
But, like, people
properly.
don't realize that like shit is so fucking expensive. Even a lens. I didn't realize like when people buy like lens kits and shit, like it comes with maybe like a couple of the lenses you need, but like another lens this could be $5,000 for this special lens, or
I mean, it depends.
this other body could be $15,000. And it's like, what the
Well, that's when you start getting into wild cine cams. When you start getting to that level. And the thing about it is, when you get to that level, you're honestly at a detriment for shooting porn. Because to make like a red dragon, a red Komodo, whatever, makes sense, with a fucking $10,000 PL mount fucking cine lens on it, you need a first AC, you need a focus puller, you need a crew to operate that camera properly. You and I both know most fucking porn
most
sets.
people wouldn't even know what a focus puller is.
Right. But most porn sets is your director is generally your shooter in a lot of cases.
Yeah, and the camera's on auto.
Right. So to do a fully manual lens, because that's what a high-end cine lens is, they're fully manual.
Okay.
Like there is no autofocus. There is no auto aperture.
Full human.
Right. You need a guy who's literally watching a monitor. First and foremost, on a real cinema set, like a real film set, there is someone who goes out and measures the distance from the camera to where the person's going to be. That's why there's someone's job, like to be a stand-in for the actual celebrity, to stand on their mark so they can measure distance from camera so they have proper focus.
I need to get in the mainstream vibe. I need to learn this stuff. Oh my
Right.
God.
So like, yes, you could spend $40,000 on a rig that is not going to suit you for porn at fucking all.
Yeah.
Like one of my guys, he bought a Sony FX30, which I own one. They're great little cine cams. He threw a fucking cinema lens on it, and he's like, "Bro, I was suffering because it's just like it's a fully manual lens,
Yeah.
and as shit is moving and shifting for porn, you're gonna have to fucking
To her face, to her pussy, then to his dick, and then you need to pull out and then change the angle and then pull the light back because I can see it in the shot now.
yeah, like there's a reason like mainstream has so many
People, there.
I mean, I laughed about it like the first time I was on like a mainstream set. Like I was on a fucking like promotional shoot for a musician I was working for, and it was like a mainstream set. And I'm just like, this is hilarious. There are 25 people here to what we would normally accomplish with like 4. But it's also like we cheat to accomplish it with 4. Like often your PA is doubling as your lighting guy.
Yeah.
Or he's your boom operator too. And there's not like the redundancy that mainstream has. Like, yes, in all those crews, you have a director of photography who's like watching what the first AC is doing, who's watching what the focus puller is doing. Like, there's someone overseeing all these people doing the other jobs to make sure that nothing is fucking going wrong.
Gotcha.
Where, like, you and I have both fucking.
It's like, we'll check it in post.
Exactly. We'll check it
See when it uploads.
Yeah, it's like.
Check it on the computer. Legit.
Well, legitimately, like, you and I have both seen scenes where it's like, oh, that was out of focus for a good 20 seconds. Because that's what they got. Or it's like, that sounded like shit.
Yeah, you just hear the echoing. Like they had to use the different audio or something.
Yeah, it's because there's not like a whole sound department sitting there checking that shit. And that's the big fucking difference. But that's also why even an independent mainstream movie costs millions of dollars, and we shoot features on like
couple $1,000.
Couple thousand, like maybe the highest end Axel Braun pick will go into like 50,000, 60,000. I'm guesstimating. I don't know what Axel's actual budget is.
I don't know either.
But it's definitely not in the millions.
No.
Like Pirates was like the biggest expensive adult movie in all times. That was only a couple $1 million.
Wow. Yeah. Damn, they still talk about that all the time too.
Well, yeah, because it was a massive fucking deal.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like, having good fundamentals will see you through better than like having insane gear. No, the gear definitely helps. Having the right
I
lens.
need to go to a riding class, is what you're saying, not a camera class.
A camera class wouldn't hurt you.
Both.
It wouldn't hurt your craft. I mean, hell, and I freely admit this. I was talking about this on Twitter recently where like, yeah, I shot some scenes when I first got in like 10, 11 years ago. I literally didn't know shit. I literally just pointed an autofocus camera at someone and the person directing the scene said, there's the button to hit record. And I thought I could be a shooter.
Yeah.
So
damn. And look where we are now.
Yes, my 2 Sonys sitting on autofocus.
Yes.
Well,
automation, it's coming.
Then again, actually, the aperture and everything else is actually all manual, but because I wanted to get my look just right. But anywho, I digress. There's definitely levels to all this shit. So you can actually shoot something pretty well on an iPhone if you do it right, if you light it right.
Yeah. I shoot myself on an iPhone because I just post it right away. I don't care. I don't watch it. I'm not color grading.
Right. And as long as it's properly lit, an iPhone looks great.
For the most part. I hate the night mode version they have. Fuck that shit. Night shift, mode.
Well, that's the problem with a phone. It has such a fucking small sensor. It's never going to work great in low light. It's never going to be a great image in low light.
Mm-hmm. It's my only gripe.
Yeah, invest in a slightly better camera.
I have an Alpha 7. It just doesn't have any it's just stock. I have done nothing to it, so I need to
So you have a Sony A7, what model?
2.
An A7 II?
A Sony Alpha 7 II. I think so. It's like a little Roman numerals.
Wow, that's an older model.
7 II. Yeah, I got it from Best Buy 2 years ago on Black Friday. It was $800.
Yeah, because the A7 IV is out now, which is actually a pretty decent camera. As everyone's like, we tuned in to talk to Blake about cameras.
Oh my god, as my tit falls out. Oh, let me scratch my. Oh my god, my nip.
Well,
there's another editing point for you.
Yay! Thanks, Blake. I appreciate that. I'm gonna stop geeking out about
that one.
Huh?
I said I held that one for you.
I appreciate it. I have no idea what's happening. There's alcohol bottles and boxes in between us. I have no the only way I know
no worries.
The only way I know your nipples out is when you tell me. I'm like, oh, okay.
He's a nice guy. He's looking at my eyes.
Is that or I'm staring at boxes, and that's not great for conversation. So, what is the plan for Blake in the rest of 2023?
I'm not sure yet. I might move.
Well,
I might move. I might get a different car. All I know.
Oh, don't get a different car because people are shit talking to you. Don't do that.
Well, just because I posted a picture of it, and now I'm like, fuck. People are going to be like, is that Blake in her Chevy Equinox?
Well, I'm biased. I would like you to move to LA because, I do enjoy hanging out with you on occasion. So,
yes, I've got to talk to my partner because I have a partner. It's good to be part of a team though, because I'm a triple Aquarius, so I'm lone wolf by myself. So it's good to have someone that accepts me for being a lone wolf, but deep down knows that I don't want to be a lone wolf anymore.
Try to reel you in a little bit.
Yeah. No, he does definitely soften me up. Definitely. Because I just get so rigid around these guys. But I just melt in this man's hands. But that doesn't mean that I'm not going to stop doing porn.
Well, yeah.
I'm definitely going to keep doing porn. We're both porn freaks. We love watching porn and making porn. We just think about
what are you two watching? Stuff. What are you two watching together?
Oh, our own stuff.
You two are watching?
Yeah, we're fucking weirdo narcissists. We're where's the mirror? Fuck me in front of the mirror. And we're looking at ourselves and then looking at each other in the mirror. Yes.
I mean, if it makes you happy.
3 cream pies in a morning? I've never had that done in my life. That was crazy. I tweeted about it because I was this is... I never even let people cream pie me, and then I had 3 in one morning.
Well, yeah, but it's different when your partner's cream pieing you versus...
My biological urge is urging.
Hey, if it makes you happy. Do it.
Thank you. Yeah, you should have Dan on here.
All right, I'll have Dan on.
Yeah, he's a good podcast voice. It's very soft. He talks like this. Yeah.
That doesn't sound like a good podcast voice. That sounds like post
Or
work.
ASMR. ASMR.
Yeah.
ASMR.
ASMR voice sounds like fucking post work for me.
No.
You're not selling your man very well.
I'm going to send Dan over here to make you work double.
Is he going to pull his tits out too?
Maybe. He might. I don't know.
Well, maybe I'll have both of you on together. We'll have a time capsule of your relationship when it's all new and honeymoon phase.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, that'd be super fun. I will. I'll tell him. He's texting me right now because I know he wants to talk to me, but I'm talking to Matt. Okay, dude.
You're
But
talking.
he would love to.
All right, no, we'll definitely set it up. I'm down.
Little couples.
Couples episode.
A side of Blake you've never seen.
Yeah, I can't wait to see you like all like gushy and
Ah. Being like, what do you think?
Do you think I should move to LA, honey?
I love that. I love that. Yeah, that's gonna be me.
Oh, that'll be amazing. As long as you still can shit talk, because
Oh my God. We know what's up. We like to talk shit. Especially about like people we don't even know. Like just like weird people, and we're like, look at that person over there. Like, what the fuck were they thinking? Like, why are they wearing that outfit? Like, that's these people. It's even funnier when we're in LA because, like, we're like, let's find the most LA person we can find. You go to West Hollywood or, yeah, anywhere in Hollywood, specifically West Hollywood's pretty LA and Sherman Oaks.
Well, and it all depends.
Find some really LA girls in Sherman Oaks.
It all depends on what type of LA you're looking for, because there's different types of LA. There's like the fucking Silver Lake hipster. There's the Beverly Hills like.
Oh my God. You guys want to go get a Niçoise salad?
Yeah, you can go to Beverly Hills and be like, oh, that's some wealthy fucking housewife, fucking lips out to fucking here, and
Oh my gosh, I know, right? Should I dissolve mine?
according to some people on my YouTube comments, yes.
Oh, really? Damn. I never read the comments on there.
Yeah, someone literally just commented about the episode like 2 days ago.
Really?
They're like,
And they said, oh my God, her fucking blowfish lips.
oh, they're just like, Blake used to be one of my favorites until this episode. I can't believe she's gotten work done. All I responded in the comment section was, well, this is awkward. She's on tomorrow.
Yeah, like,
This is awkward.
I like doing very subtle work. I mean, what do you guys want me to do? I'm not gonna be crazy, but I'm gonna tweak it to be pretty and symmetrical.
Right?
It's my job.
Right? You have to market the thing.
Oh my God. Well, whatever. I love my big blowfish lips, so fuck you.
Hey, fuck the comment section.
You wish you could kiss these lips, bitch.
And like half the time the comment section is just there to like try to get a rile out of someone and like try to get attention.
Yeah, but oh my God, like I don't like my lips either. That's why I got them this big. Like shit. Oh my God. But yeah, shout out Mr. Commenter.
It's directed at you specifically.
I'm gonna go find his fucking IP address.
Let's not admit to crimes on the internet, Blake. Let's just not.
That's not a crime.
Doxing people's not cool.
No, just finding it for my own knowledge.
And then what are you going to do with it?
Download that information and log it.
Be like, you live at. Don't like my lips, motherfucker? You live at.
So and so. I just have his photo. I'm like, is this you? I knew that comment. No, I didn't even know somebody commented that. Oh, wow.
I mean, literally, it was in the last 48 hours.
I've been getting like I had someone like comment that, oh, I miss the chubby Blake. And I'm like,
You were chubby? When?
thank you. Wow. I'm glad I'm in a new category. I didn't even know I was in that category, but like
you were chubby. Like, huh?
I don't know. I like it though. Keeps me on my toes. For like any new, like, come on, get some creative ones.
Yeah, like chubby Blake.
Compare me to something good. Like, come on, come up with some good insults.
Yeah, she's a blonde and looks like she doesn't know how to spell.
Like, whatever. Okay, that doesn't hurt my feelings, but like the creative ones.
What's the best insult that like got a rise out of you?
It's the what I've been insulted on that like really makes me upset is stuff that like people in porn wouldn't even know about. So, yeah, that's the true me. The true me.
Well, yeah, because I'm assuming that's coming from people you actually know.
Yes.
So that actually fucking
There's
matters.
only like one specific thing that like could really, but that's something about like my personal stuff that like nobody knows.
Right. Well, yeah. Oh no, shit hits different. Like, I'm stoic and shit when it comes to internet trolls.
Mhm.
People who actually know me in real life, we may have problems if, you're a real person. Yeah, we may have a problem if you want to talk some shit.
Yeah, it's like at this point, do I just go full AI, just get the full body sex doll, get a little AI voice box in there and just send one to everybody. Here's your Blake, guys. Here you go. You wanted me so bad. Here you go. Have me forever.
That sounds exhausting.
Mm.
As much as I love your company, having you forever sounds exhausting.
Fuck. No, I know. Thank God Dan is a little more high maintenance than me, so.
Oh, is he?
You know, yeah. He has a really good skincare routine, but his skin is really good. So.
Is he like full on American Psychoing it in the mornings?
It's so funny because I've been like wanting to do that, but I don't know. That movie is interesting.
Well,
It
yeah.
touches on some themes that I don't want to put in my stuff.
Well, yeah. Namely, there's a couple sex workers he
But I want
murders.
to be Christy getting picked up in that fucking limo, bitch. Hell yeah! I'd be like, oh, I can't come with you tonight. Get in the limo, Christy. You know you want to. I'll never forget her running down those flights of fucking stairs, and he just chucks it, and it just hits her. And I'm like, I remember the first time seeing that, and being like, damn, this guy's good. He
Right.
got it on the first try. Like, he nailed her.
I mean, that's not like a first time move. Like that's
Obviously, I mean, he's in his delusion, but I was like, damn, he got her.
right. Just
Like, fuck.
well, just the following her with it, the following it.
Yeah, rewatching that movie and like wanting to make like a porno version of it's a little different, but maybe I'll dress Dan up and we'll get him to do a little jelly mask removal.
Oh, I mean, if you're gonna redo it, you should be, fucking Patricia Bateman, and
Oh,
hey, you gotta gender swap it.
really?
Yeah,
I
come
don't
on.
know. I want to be Christy.
Well, you can pick up a Christie too. I mean,
Hey, Christy.
you know as well as I do. Most people are not watching for the male talent. So, do you really want to make a feature that is male centric?
I don't know. It's for my gaze. It's my production.
You're just like, I just want to put my man in like 80s suits and put him in limos.
Yes, limo fuck me.
Big chunky cell phone and
But you know, like, but definitely, like, maybe I'll write something like that, and you can be on set with us for that. How about that?
I could play a non-sex role.
No, legit. You could get an award.
I-
Best non-sex role.
You know, I've been nominated for that already, right?
Really?
Mhm.
Last year?
2018.
Ooh.
You didn't know that?
No.
Oh shit! When we get off air, I'll have to show you watching me bomb in front of the industry.
Oh my
Yeah. Thankfully, Showtime mostly cut around it.
god. Okay. I don't think this year's is out yet.
No, I didn't go to the awards this year.
Mm.
The only year I've ever actually gone to the awards was 2018 because I was nominated.
Yeah.
Technically, I was nominated this year too, but it wasn't a stage award, so.
Okay.
Best adult podcast.
There you go.
Me and like 45 other podcasts.
Oh, like they nominated everybody?
It was a fan award, so like,
Oh, okay.
and it was just like, oh, Plug Talk's in this. Well, they're gonna win because there's actually porn in Plug Talk.
Mm.
It's like, how could just a normal podcast compete with like, oh, there's a sex scene in this every episode.
Yeah.
I don't think they should qualify. They're just a sex scene with fucking a podcast leading into it.
Yeah, I guess that's their setup.
It is. It's literally their porn, like their content trade setup. There's one other show that does that now too that I recently stumbled across. It's like
Like Bang Podcast doesn't do trade.
right. Does Bang actually like?
Oh, you mean the Ryan Pownall one, Pillow Talk?
I think so.
I think I met him. Yeah. I don't know. Like for me, like interviews are fun, and sometimes we like just to talk and just talk about whatever, so.
Well, yeah, I mean, but this is also like the least focused show on actually like, Blake, how'd you get into the industry? And who do you want to work with? Like, I don't do any of that shit.
Well, it's always a good time hanging out with you, Matt.
For sure, for sure. You got to get out of here.
Mm-hmm. I got a 7 a.m. call time tomorrow.
All right, fine. I guess I'll let you go.
I know.
You're like, I'm going to do an hour. You know it's been almost 2 hours, right?
I know, but I don't want to like cut it off because we're talking.
I know. And also, last time we did almost like 3 hours.
Yeah.
I love that when we set this up, you're like, oh, so we're going to do an hour again? I'm like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, we didn't do an hour last time.
Yeah, and then Dan was listening to me. He was like, no, this is 2 hours. And I'm like, oh.
No, it's 2:40. It's almost 3 hours. Like the first time.
edited version?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Maybe he just said it was 2 hours.
Oh, yeah. No, you were. No, most episodes go about 2 hours. But.
Yeah. Whee!
And if we had actually been recording the gossip we were doing before we got on air,
my God.
we'd be well over 2 hours.
That's so crazy.
But Blake, we'll get you out of here. We'll call last call. Where can they find you on the things?
Oh my gosh. So I'm on Twitter, BLKBLSSM. You have to type it in. I'm shadow banned, so you have to type it in exactly. Or you can find me at eatblake.com. That's a link to my OnlyFans. And I also have a free OnlyFans. It's blakefree.com. I'm not as active on there because it's just for the free shit. Okay,
I mean, you have only so much time in the day
on there every now and then, but it's good to be subscribed to that one because then you'll know when my new stuff comes out on my paid one. Yeah, if you want to watch me on Pornhub, go for it. If you pay for your porn, support. If you don't, make sure to like that video, comment under it, something awesome, something you liked about it. I frequent the comments, and obviously not the right comment sections.
Come by and visit our comment section.
I'm gonna be taking a stroll down there later.
And it's Blake Polaroids on
oh yes,
the
and my Instagram is Blake Polaroids. Yes. I think that's it. I don't know. I'm on Reddit. Blake Blossom XXX. I have an eBay store that I started selling some of my old clothes on. That's blakescloset.com. I sell like Polaroids, autographs, some other stuff. My ManyVid stores for like my a la carte videos and panties and socks. So
hell yeah.
Just hit me up anywhere.
Hell yeah. Blake, it's always a pleasure. And as always, you can find me at Matt_Slayer on Twitter, Matt Slayer on Instagram, Matt F. and Slayer on Facebook, twitch.tv/Matt F. and Slayer. I should be streaming right now, but I'm hanging with Blake instead. You can find the Patreon on where I'm going to not do post-production work as much. Blake's it's apparently
nips.
Apparently Blake's nips came out a couple times. I had no clue.
3 nipple counter. It'll be right here.
Oh, well, she is just promising more post work out of me. But you can find the uncensored version a week early at patreon.com/Matt Slayer. You can find the podcast at And Now We Drink on Twitter and Now We Drink _ on Instagram. And until next week, drink up, motherfuckers.
Bye. Thanks for listening, guys.